No, Star City is the spinoff For All Mankind. I don't know if you guys watch it on Apple TV+. I love For All Mankind. It's playing with history, it's dealing with space, and we're going to the moon and going beyond. It's a fantastic show. It's done really good. But now we've actually got the official spinoff, Star City, moving forward. Rhys Ifans coming in. Now, he was in House of the Dragon right now. He's over there. He was you go back to Spider-Man. He played the Lizard in Spider-Man. It's done a lot of stuff, guys. I love this guy. He's a great actor, but he's been signed on for the spinoff of For All Mankind. Now, this is going to take place actually during that same time frame. We're going back in time. It's going to be an alt history retelling of the space race, which is what For All Mankind did. But the Soviet Union became the first nation to put a man on the moon, of course, as we find out in the first season. Well, this season, this spin-off will explore the story behind the Iron Curtain, showing all the lives of the cosmonauts, and the engineers, and the intelligence officers that are embodied among them at the Soviet space station, and the risks that took them to propel humanity forward onto the moon. So it's like we're taking that from now the Russian side, because of course For All Mankind follows the actual American side, and NASA, now we're going to go towards the cosmonauts and see their path. But I think it's interesting. I wonder if they'll run side by side throughout the whole process. Of course, we're going into was it season 5 now? It's just crazy. I love that show so much. I'm interested. Great actor attached to it. He's actually going to be playing the chief designer, driving force behind the Soviet space station, their space program. So interested to see. Yeah, he was Kurt Connors in Spider-Man. Queen Kurt Connors. I like him so much. He's great. I'm interested to see what happens. Playing with history, guys. Playing with history. And it's fantastical. It really is. And speaking of fantastical, that's, of course, Godzilla and Kong, guys. And now we got an idea that Dan Stevens is in negotiations to come back for the next Godzilla and Kong movie. Of course, he was in The New Empire, played Trapper. He was a veterinarian to Kong. He was, pulling teeth. Kong was like, oh, I have toothache. And he's like, I got you, Kong. And he's, pulling teeth on Kong. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was the most ridiculous shit ever, but I loved it. I laughed my ass off. The dentist to Kong, but he's talking to come back playing the same character in the new installation of the Kong and the Godzilla movies. Director Grant Stupor is going to be directing this. He does a lot of creature films, and he's being brought in, and they're going to have more cast probably announced soon, but several new human characters they're saying will be introduced along with Stevens here, and of course that's going to keep happening. There'll be some world-ending threat coming, and of course Godzilla and Kong have to save it. Trapper was great, Queen. I liked him too. I thought it was great. It was fun. You laughed my ass off at him. The first one made $571 million. I should say that first one he was in. Doing fantastic. Of course, this franchise is going to the moon. Monarch's coming back for another season over on Apple TV. That's doing well, too. They're going to start cross-promotionally, too. I can't wait to see where it goes. It's big for Universal, guys. Just like FanFest is coming for Universal. I don't think you guys saw this. You guys ever go to Halloween Horror Nights? Halloween Horror Nights. It's a lot of fun. It's at Universal every Halloween. Well, now they want to do a sci-fi version every spring. So now they've launched FanFest. Now, this is going to be the first time happening this year's after hours at Universal. You can still go to Harry Potter and go see Hogwarts. You can still do everything there, but they have special new mazes, new feature events happening here, curated experiences, they're saying, based off sci-fi, fantasy, gaming, and anime. And among the events, they're going to have Star Trek, which I know if Jordan was here, be fucking over the moons over my hammy for that shit. But Star Trek Land, we're going to have Back to the Future, right? We're going to have Dungeons and Dragons, One Piece, and Jujutsu Kaisen. It's hard to say that for me sometimes, but it's going to base it off of all that. Celebrations going to happen, interactive, they're saying, live entertainment, cosplay, photo opportunities, the whole works, guys. We're getting in there, and it's going to go down this April 25th to the 27th, May 2nd to the 4th, 9th to the 11th, and 16th to the 18th. So we're going to get that whole Halloween Horrors experience throughout a whole month of FanFest is coming. I'm interested to see it. Godzilla -2. No, this is Bill and Bradley. This is the one that was not the independent type version, but the big box office one for Godzilla. And FanFest is coming, guys. I'm excited about it. Put on that happy face. And happy face is coming, everybody, to Paramount Plus. Don't be happy about this because it's a serial killer thing again. But Dennis Quaid, they released the first teaser for Happy Face over there at Paramount Plus, premiering March 20th. Now this series is going to follow the Happy Face killer, of course, but it's all about the podcast. Now, there's a podcast, a True Life podcast by Melissa Moore that came out, and the Happy Face podcast is actually called. I Heart Podcast is over there. But she is the daughter of Happy Face. And she actually is going there, inside information, inside baseball here, talking about the whole experience growing up with that, not knowing about her father, finding out. And he's in prison right now still. He went to prison and dealing with all that too and how that affects her life. Fascinating. I guess they're really going to play into that into the series. We'll have to see how it goes. Is there going to be a Jaws attraction in Secret Agent Man? I think the Jaws attraction's gone. I think it's all gone now. I remember it used to be there, but and maybe it still exists. I think the pond version's still there. We're like, oh, there's something in the water. Dun-dun. Bad special effects. Blood flies everywhere. I think that's probably still there. I hope so. I love Universal. I hope that's great.
The studio tour.
Yeah. The backlot tour. Yeah, they have that. And I know the Universal over in Miami, or no, I guess it's in Florida. Orlando. Yeah, I know that one. I think that part's gone, but they still have the big shark there, right? You put your head in it and stuff like that and be like, Jaws is here.
Oh, actually, that shark is now at the Academy Museum.
Yeah. Is it really?
Yeah, they have that dangling over you when you go in the museum. It's kind of cool.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, it's got a big mouth too. I remember like when I went there, I stuck everybody sticks their head in it, right? You're like, put my head in the shark.
Yeah, it's a good way to get out of that.
Very exciting. Yeah,
so a lot of
very
fun.
exciting.
I missed that ride so bad. It's gone now in Florida.
That sucks. It sucks that these things. Even like the Simpsons one is not as good as the Back to the Future. It's not. Yeah, I mean, I love Simpsons, but the Back to the Future was so fun. They had the video on YouTube. You can actually watch and see it, which is interesting too. I love going back and watching. It's fun.
Oh, maybe they'll do that for the Fan Fest if they revert that ride back to the Future. That'd be great.
Dude, that would be awesome. I hope they do. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they can make that happen. I don't know. They got to pull out some DeLoreans from off the dust and dust it off and get those motherfuckers going 88 miles per hour again. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. But also like Happy Face. Happy Face is still moving forward. Very Insidious, that man. But also Insidious 2 is coming. Well, say Insidious was it 4 or 5 or 6 or 10? I don't know. There's so many of these fucking Insidious movies. But if you love them, it's delayed a year. So now they've officially said it was supposed to come out this August, but they're pushing it a year to August 2026. It's a whole thing they were talking about. It's supposed to hit the 29th of this year, but not anymore. It has been pushed a whole year. This is the 6th entry, actually. The 6th version of the franchise. And the Red Door was the last one. It grossed $198 million. It did pretty well, but they're going to actually move it now. I don't know why. This happens all the times here, but it's actually being replaced by a Darren Aronofsky film called Caught Stealing with Austin Butler. Is going to be taking that spot based off a book series centered around a character named Hank Thomas, who is a burned out former baseball player who unwittingly is purged into the wild fight of survival in a downtown crime underlord of the 90s in New York City. That actually sounds a lot more interesting to me than Insidious. But we'll see if that's any good. But that'll be coming out this year instead. Interesting to see, guys. Insidious 6 coming. Geez, so many of these. Another guy that's not going to be making anything anytime soon, though, is Neil Gaiman, guys. We've been talking about Neil Gaiman quite a bit. The Sandman creator himself. He's been taken to court now. He's going to court, guys, for a trio of different allegations. We're talking about rape, human trafficking, and even more. From, of course, his nurse or his nanny came forward. She was one of them. There's a bunch of women came forward saying that he was molesting them, and a lot of it came down to stuff that seemed like I said the other day, like a lot of BDSM type things that they weren't comfortable with, and he was like pushing on them. It sounds like these allegations. But this first lawsuit coming out is $1 million lawsuit. That's what they're going for. I know a lot of abuse shit here, Brandon. A lot of abuse shit, and he said he still that this didn't happen. This is all false. Everything was, he was trying to say that everything was copacetic with the women, but it doesn't seem like it to me that there's so many coming forward. So much so they canceled Sandman, so I think people see the writing on the wall to distance themselves from this guy. I don't think he's but I think he, at the end of the day, I don't think he's not going to be that. I think he's going to disappear, guys. Unlike M. Night Shyamalan, guys, he's not going anywhere anytime soon. Yeah, a movie coming. And Jake Gyllenhaal now, special place for that guy. A special piece of work. He really is there. But I will say this too, Jake Gyllenhaal, guys. Jake Gyllenhaal is going to star in the new M. Night Shyamalan movie, a supernatural romantic thriller based on an original story co-created by Shyamalan, but also along with his friend, who's an actual big novelist that's actually on all across the best best-selling list here. Nicholas Sparks. Now, Nicholas Sparks and him are going to write these. Now, Nicholas Sparks will have a novel version that will come out along with the actual feature with M. Night. All of his books have been the bestsellers list, the New York Best Time Seller list. Over 130 million copies sold worldwide, more than 50 languages, 92 million copies in the United States. This guy has done great. And so the idea is to piggyback. It's like the counterpart. You have the novel and the movie come at the same point, and they're all going to be working together. Interesting idea. Jake Gyllenhaal. I'll check it out, guys. I really will, because Jake Gyllenhaal is at the apex. I feel like his career keeps getting these phenomenal roles. And Apex is coming, guys, too. Eric Bana. Eric Bana is going to star in a new Netflix movie, survival thriller called Apex. Charlize Theron's going to be in here, too. Taron Egerton's going to be in here. Pretty big cast. But as they're saying, it's Free Solo meets Silence of the Lambs, they're saying. Following a rock climber who finds himself being hunted in the wild, and it's unknown who Bana will play. But again, being hunted. It's like Charlize Theron going to be hunting him. That's what I want to see. I want to see her hunting Eric Bana. He's running for his life. Who's coming? Furiosa's coming. You know, I think that could be kind of cool. I don't know. Maybe I think it'd be fun. But Apex is coming, and GR's more excited about King Charles, guys. I know he is. King Chuck has a documentary coming out, and Amazon Prime won the rights to this. Produce a full feature-length documentary about King Charles, granting the filmmakers full private access to the king himself. Oh, right to the king, coming into his house, following him around, sharing his message to viewers that he believes that he's going to transform people, places, and ultimately the planet. That's his goal. He thinks that this is going to actually do that. Because he had a book that came out, and it's going to be based off that, the 2010 novel called Harmony, A New Way of Looking at Our World. So he says he wants to cover a lot of that in the actual, documentary itself. Kind of cool for King Chuck here. I know he's probably super excited about that too. I didn't know he had a book like this. Great for him.
Yo, player, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we are live. And if you are able to join our Patreon, please join. Because the Pepestar needs more snickety snacks. Because I'm hungry. Holla back. Love y'all.